Healing Minds and Souls, a faith-based community dedicated to bringing trauma-informed care to the North Nashville community and surrounding areas through education, resources, and building relationships to develop healthy and a holistic community. Pastor Ella Clay will be talking about how we can stop allowing fear to overtake us regardless of our past, present, or future. Come and learn how to recognize signs and symptoms of trauma as we understand the emotional, physical, social, and spiritual impact of traumas. We will unpack the meanings of vicarious traumas and how to avoid moral injury as we actively avoid re-traumatizing ourselves and others. Let's learn together how to navigate life challenges of grief, trauma, pain, and/or isolation, and discover our innate strengths of courage, kindness, trust, perseverance, and become better equipped to experience a newfound confidence by not letting circumstances define our current existence or future selves. Join our show today with Pastor Ella Clay. She serves as senior pastor of the historic First Community Church and executive director of Healing Minds and Souls, 1815, Knoll Street, Nashville, Tennessee, 37208.
Good morning. We welcome you to Healing Minds and Souls. We are so grateful, thanking God for a brand new morning, a brand new dawning, another day to give God glory, honor, and praise. We're so grateful because God's faithfulness is great towards us. Every morning we wake up, new mercies we see. All that we have need of, God's hands continues to provide for us. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be right back after we hear from our sponsors.
Wade's Lawn Service is your one-stop solution for all your outdoor needs. We offer comprehensive residential and commercial lawn care, expert landscaping and design, professional fertilization, leaf blowing, and seasonal maintenance services. Our team of skilled professionals will transform your outdoor space into a stunning oasis, boosting your property's curb appeal and value.
Hello, my name is Deborah Wade, and this is my husband, Ira Wade, and we are here at Wade's Lawn Service, located at 1215 Louisville Highway.
Don't let lawn care stress you out any longer. Visit www.wadeslawnservice.com or call us at 615-766-8347 today to experience the difference of a well-maintained, beautiful lawn without the hassle.
Hello, welcome. We are Crossroads Campus. So happy to have you guys here. I'll take you and show you through. I'm the program director. My name is Eric Davis, and I've been here for about 7 months now. So who we are, we help young adults in the community, ages 18 to 24, facing severe poverty and homelessness. And what we do is provide them opportunities to kind of get back on their feet and work back in the community, coming down to our Crossroads campus through our job training program as well as our affordable housing program. So right here is our pet retail store. It's the social enterprise. Our young adults here pretty much they assist us with running the store. So they're learning different universal skills, whether it's working the register, whether it's customer service, whether it's marketing, things like that.
So as part of our job training program, we have 4 areas that we have our interns focus. We have the animal care, so they go through animal skills or animal care. We have a retail skills chart of all the things that they learn while they're in retail. We also have a bakery operation where we go off into an industrial kitchen. They learn food certification services, and they learn how to use the industrial cooking areas. And they make dog treats that are for sale in the store and through other stores in the Nashville area. And we also have our grooming skills chart. So in each of these, we have different skills starting from very beginning in both animal care and grooming. It's learning about animal body language, what to expect, how to work with those animals, how to communicate with those animals. In the retail, it's basic customer service, how to answer the phones, product information, how to use a computer system. So they learn different things that we are hoping that they will be able to use in the rest of their life to create a sustainable living situation for each of the interns that goes through our program.
Here at Crossroads Campus, we are a job training program, an animal care program, an animal adoption program, and an affordable housing unit. Crossroads Pets is the place where we believe that people and animals connect.
Are you looking for one-of-a-kind clothing that perfectly expresses your unique style? Then Bonita's Fashions are for you. Our custom-made garments are not only stylish, but also constructed with the highest attention to detail and craftsmanship. With So Savoir Faire, you can be sure that each piece has been carefully tailored to fit you perfectly and will make you proud to wear it. Give us a call today or visit our website to find the perfect outfit for any occasion. You'll be glad you did.
Hello, my name is Glenn Carter. I'm the owner here at Carter's Family Florist. We've been serving over Nashville and Middle Tennessee for the last 25 years. We do flowers for all occasions. We do weddings, funerals. We send flowers out of town. I have a host of plants, corsage for the prom, a dozen roses at Valentine, a dozen roses for Mother's Day. We do balloons, fruit baskets, and things of that nature, and we do deliver. So always come to Carter's Family Florist when you're in need of your flower needs. Address is 1822 26th Avenue North. That's Nashville, Tennessee, 37208. My phone number is 615-256-3777. Thank you for choosing Carter's Family Florist.
This morning, we have Mr. Amir Muhammad, and he is a dynamic young philanthropist from North Nashville, deeply committed to giving back to his community and uplifting the next generation. As one of the founders of Royal Table, Inc., a 501c3 organization, Amir has worked tirelessly to create transformative opportunities for youth. Currently, Amir is hosting an all-male mentorship program in the North Nashville area, and all young men are invited across Middle Tennessee. Amir's work focuses on creating pathways for young people to realize their potential, emphasizing the importance of academic excellence, personal growth, and community involvement. By collaborating with local organizations, he has helped bring critical resources and programming to the local schools, ensuring that students access to the tools they need to succeed. His dedication to making a lasting impact has earned him admiration and respect in the North Nashville community and surrounding areas, where he continues to inspire others with his unwavering commitment to positive change. And we have Flora K. Muhammad is an entrepreneur and a philanthropist, of Alabama native, an engineering graduate of Tennessee State University under the guidance of Dean Rogers, and completed her Master's of Science from Strayer University with prestige honors from Information Systems Technology with emphasis in Operations and Systems Management. She has worked in the community for over 20 years, from teaching disaster preparedness, providing meals from the homeless, volunteering with organizations, to being one of the founders of Royal Table, Inc. She is known as her passion for technology and has reached 25 years of working in the industry of information technology, including leading IT teams. With this experience, she has developed the STEM curriculum for Royal Table, Inc. that offers hands-on robotics for children in North Nashville and South Nashville areas. That's awesome. Together, this dynamic duo and mother and son offers programs to the community such as youth development, STEM, and financial literacy and entrepreneurship, while providing various communities outreach in North Nashville area. This year will be their 5th annual Thanksgiving community dinner. We welcome you this morning to Healing Minds and Souls. You all are doing some phenomenal things. Such a powerful duo, mother and son.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having us.
How does that work? How does that work, mother and son working together?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's fun. It has its challenges sometimes, because you're having to mix the youth with seasoned, if you will, and it works good,
Yeah.
actually. So we're able to bring our services from both side points. You know, what is actually appealing to the youth as well as to adults.
Absolutely. And we need, don't you, I love young people. I love the energy. I love the intellect, the creativity, the expansive mind. They are open to new things, and so we need that so that we can continue to grow and develop.
Absolutely.
What is it like working with your mom, Amir?
It's pretty cool. I think it's like having like a little cheat sheet right next to you, you know? I think that's the best way to look at it. A lot of the times I feel as though it's my first time being in certain rooms, so having someone who's already been there a few times is definitely helpful.
That is so beautiful. It's amazing, and I love that a young gentleman understands the importance of having wisdom. Because oftentimes some young people, they repel that they don't want to hear. So you're wise, so wise beyond your years.
Thank you.
And so let's talk about the work that you're doing. I'm just in awe of the work that you're doing. Can you share with us and your inspiration behind it?
Well, I'd say it's really just kind of been just a number of things that just piled up over time, just experiences. The main one would probably be, the main one would probably be, I'd say, going through metro schools. I went to public school, but I always went to magnet schools. I was an Encore. So I understood that there were certain resources available to students in schools. But after graduating, I went to MLK, graduated in MLK, and even having the experiences of community outreach growing up with my mother. Those are my kind of first exposures to really community service. And I always had kind of like an academic, rigorous lifestyle when it came down to it, just for even coming home and even getting schooling as well from my mom after school. And even during summer breaks, I'd still be studying, and I'd have like a pamphlet every year for the grade before I was about to take. So that was pretty cool. But I think it was, as I got older, seeing that there were a lot of students who didn't have that, and how that really did affect us in our academic lives. And I think that was something that I really felt as though once I came back to Nashville after UT Chat, I felt as though it was something that could really be a big service to the community that I came from.
Wow. So let me ask you this. I know there oftentimes are challenges in the school systems, and they need to see individuals such as yourself, young men that are serious about academics, that know that it's important to make a positive impact in the community. How are you able to speak into the lives of individuals that are young and oftentimes may be acting in a different manner than what they were created to be and act? How are you able to touch the hearts of those individuals?
I think the number one thing is still speaking to them as though they're individuals. I think a lot of the times it's easy for someone to know something that you've done and then judge you and deal with you based off of that, versus dealing with you and realizing that you're still a kid. At the end of the day, I feel like people make mistakes, and the gravity of the mistakes that we make might differentiate and have a varying factor between people. But once you start kind of taking out that humanity from your interactions, you're never going to reach them. So I still speak to them like they're just kids.
And let me add to that, especially this past summer, that was our first time hosting our own summer camp. So we did it at 3708 building. We did it for 2 months and a half, actually, the whole summer. And we did it for free. But the thing that we found out was so much lack in education that the children had. Some children just couldn't simply print or write their names in cursive. Some had reading deficiencies, unable to read, 6th graders. But the thing was, as my son was saying, behavior issues at school, right? So when they get these behavior issues, it's like, okay, let me put this child to the side. But really all that child needed was just for you to take a little bit of time to show them. And we did that during the summer camp. We had one student who was a 6th grader, unable to read very well. But by the end of the summer, he was reading very well and writing in cursive. And like I said, we did that free for 2.5 months. But these are the things that when we go into the schools, we run into this problem, right? Because we want to have after-school programs, but then schools say, well, we can have this over here. You know, let's focus more on dance. And we're not dealing with the fundamentals of life, which is reading and writing. So if you can't read and properly comprehend, how can you have a better life, right? So that's something that we've been dealing with for the past 5 years, and we really do see the importance of that.
And it's so vitally important because you think about how our system is set up. If individuals are not reading by, the 3rd grade,
Yes.
then there are other plans for those individuals to go down a certain pipeline that what you all are doing, you're interrupting that, right?
Absolutely.
So even with the 6th grader that you mentioned, perhaps, and seemingly he didn't have anyone just to sit down and talk with him, to give him the time, to give him the attention that he needed.
Yeah.
And so that's why your programs, what you're doing, the Royal Table, and I love that name, the Royal Table is absolutely beautiful. That's why the Royal Table is so important. And you said that you worked pretty much, it was a program that you didn't have to have any finances or funds to attend. If individuals are looking at you and would like to be a part, would like to give into your organization so that you can have, we need sustainability, right? We need capital in order to continue our programs. How could they reach you? Could you share that information with them?
They can reach us at royaltableinc@gmail.com and also our website, royaltable.com.
Absolutely.
And we have 1-800 number too. What is it?
1-800-484-7549.
Perfect.
And we do want to thank Corner to Corner because they did offer us support last summer for our summer camp, and we used that to buy materials for the children. We taught hands-on STEM every day. We put them on a curriculum every day, a schedule every day, including we cooked for them too.
Oh my goodness, I know the food was amazing.
Yes, it was.
Absolutely. I know they ate well.
Yes.
Awesome. So let me ask you this. The work, again, that you're doing is so deeply important and it's so much needed. And I'm sure that there are even untapped children out there that need your type of work. What was the impetus? What laid it on your heart? What made you know that instead of talking, instead of complaining about what you see, what made you push yourself into a place where you said, I want to interrupt these cycles that are unhealthy and I want to help and work with these kids? Could you share the background that?
Well, yes. Actually, it was Amir's idea first to have an ideal safe space for children to come and talk. So we presented that out there, and as doing that, we bloomed into all these various programs, okay? So we started out with just children first. But then when their parents start bringing them, especially to the financial literacy entrepreneurship, they were like, well, what do y'all do for adults? So now we have a component for adults where we do financial literacy for adults and entrepreneurship as well.
And I also say even like getting older, seeing, getting closer to the parents' age too as well. A lot of my friends, I just tell them like, come out. Or I tell them about certain things that we had coming up even when we did the back to school drives. If we did something like the fish fries, I'd tell them. And that was great to have the support. I'd say one of the larger things too, even getting it started, was the tornado in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember I drove back at that time. I had a little white Lexus, and I had a little muffler delete on it, and I was just speeding up the interstate, and I'm coming back. My mom said, she said, it was a tornado here, and I saw it on the news, and she said I want to go help out with some of the people and just give out some toiletries, some supplies and stuff. And I said, who are we going with? Are we going with a group? She said, no, you're just gonna go. I said, bet. So I get home, and we went straight out to the community right here. Where was it? It's right there off of.
Right behind us.
Yeah.
Literally right over in this area.
I'm trying to think of the exact street we were on. I can't remember the name of the street, but we were right.
Was it Underwood?
It may have been Underwood.
We were like right here.
But it was they were building a whole lot of new development back there as well that had got wrecked out, and I saw so many kids running in the street, and I kind of realized, it really all clicked to me at that one moment that they really didn't have anything. So of course we were just giving them stuff, but I thought to myself, is there a way to be a larger resource? And that's what we ended up talking about. And she got behind me, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Because I think we took like everything we had that day. We went to like Dollar Tree and different stores and made little bags. And it was a lot, and people didn't have information like how to contact FEMA. They didn't know what to do with their insurances. Some people didn't know just to, collect your information, have your medical information, have your IDs, things that you need to have in place in case you have to move. They didn't know. Some people were panicking, right? And some people at the same time were coming like, hey, do you want to sell your house? Do you want to sell your property?
Yeah.
And it was like, how could you? And this is a devastating thing that happened because even for myself that night, I'm sitting in my home and it was like, I was sitting like between two trains, if you will. I could hear it coming behind my house, in front of my house. I'm like, Lord, all I can do is sit down here and pray because it was nowhere to go in the house. Like, go in the closet, what? Go in the bathroom, what? And so a lot of people are not prepared on how to handle disasters. So, it was very heartfelt to see that. I saw trees down in front of people. I saw people actually coming, crawling under trees to get out of their homes. But at the same time, here, predators coming like, you want to sell your house. No, they don't want to sell their house because they can't even formulate what has just happened, right? But I know it's very important to start trying to teach this in our community, even having food prepared, whether the lights are out, your water stopped running. What do? You can't always depend on somebody to come. We have to have our communities to be sustainable to actually survive for ourselves. So I think that's very, very important.
Wow. I think it's interesting how God, even when there are hardships, when there are challenges, when there are excruciating painful things that happen, such as the March 2020 tornado, how God still would give you that light, the light of hope, right? And so you're able to create oftentimes something out of nothing.
Right.
And so I think about the scripture, that's really, God is Elohim, the creator.
Yes, he is.
And when the earth was without form, when it was void, when there was chaos and darkness formed over the earth, it says that his spirit moved and he spoke. And so we have that same creativity and power that God has even in chaos.
Yes, even in chaos.
When things are void, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I see that you all did, even in that hard place, that the Spirit of God rose up on the inside of you, and you knew that you had to spring in action to help our community. And so you talked about disaster preparedness. Can you speak a little bit about that and how important that is? Because oftentimes we're working from after challenges have happened instead of being proactive, right? We're reactive. So can you share?
Well, even though it's not part of full span inside a Royal Table, this is what we were doing within another organization as in volunteer. We started, my son and I, going out to the community as well with others, putting on disaster preparedness workshops. We taught out the FEMA books of how do you survive in an earthquake, things that you need to do. Because a lot of people will panic and start running, right? But again, you want to start preparing before these things happen. What type of things should you have? We call it a go bag. What type of things should you have in your go bag? What about your identification, having them in a sealed bag that's waterproof? Because of, like you saw with Hurricane Katrina, this is actually where it all came from, right? To actually get our people prepared, because look how people were sitting on the roofs. They didn't know what to do. And a lot of times people don't understand, like, you hear these warnings. Now they're more systematically put on your cell phones. At first we didn't have that. You just had the television tell you, hey, the disaster is coming. You need to leave, evacuate. A lot of people think, well, I'm going to stay. No, if they tell you to evacuate, you need to evacuate. Whether you cannot understand the severity of the storm, you still need to leave, right? Because this is your life. You only have one. And again, I always tell my son about the gas in your car. Even if it's not a actual calamity happening at the time. The first thing people do is what? Run to the gas station. I don't understand why we don't at least keep our car to half a tank at all times.
I am so guilty.
Oh.
Pray for me, okay?
Okay. But we should, because a lot of times the first thing we do is, I got to run to the gas station. But if you have at least a half a tank of gas, you might can get out of the city that you're in that's actually being affected, right, to get to safety. And always about emergency money. We may not think about it in that way, but if you have to evacuate and you need to have a hotel stay, why not have at least $200 to $500 saved somewhere so that if you have to evacuate, you can get somewhere safe? Because how many times have we went to a shelter and we're in the shelter, now we're going to experience something that's even worse than the storm itself, right? Because now you got everybody in this shelter. All kind of stuff is going on. So we try to teach people like how to be prepared. Even with food, we teach canning. This is how you properly store food, your medications, things of that way. I think that's so important to have that knowledge because others do. and so should we.
We should. Thank you.
Yes.
You've helped me out in so many ways. Thank you. Even just sharing that. I'm sure you've also assisted the audience in thinking
Yes.
differently as it relates to being prepared prior to an
Absolutely.
incident. And it helps you even to traverse even better, right? So you're already dealing with a certain amount of trauma,
Yes.
but it can lessen that trauma just a little bit if you have a level of preparedness. So thank you so much. Listen, so tell us what's going on with the Royal Table. There's a big event coming up. Amir, can you share some information with us about that?
So we have another one of our male mentorship events coming up. It's going to be March 8th. Definitely excited. The main thing that we talked about last time was overcoming obstacles. So that's something, as we expound on that idea and move into our next topic, I'm definitely excited to see how that goes about.
Where will the event be held?
This will be at the 37208 building. So that is 2616. What is it? What's the street?
26th Avenue North.
26th Avenue.
Because it's off of Clarksville Highway.
Yes,
correct?
it
I was
is.
about to say Clarksville Highway. Usually I tell people Chase Bank, right there by Chase Bank.
That's a good one.
Thank you so much. Anything you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, and so each session is based on a theme. So this coming theme is going to be on leadership and resilience. So it's very
That's
important.
good.
Leadership and purpose, excuse me. Leadership and purpose.
So if they're mothers, if they're fathers, even if
Yes.
they're young people that would like to become a part, do you still have availabilities for that to
We
happen?
do. We actually
Okay.
do.
And they could contact you again?
Yes, they can.
Yeah, so you can contact us, royaltableinc@gmail.com, and then we also have www.royaltableinc.com.
And we're on social media. Facebook, Royal Table Inc., Instagram, Royal Table Inc.
Awesome.
And food will be served, home cooked meal.
Why do you call it Royal Table? That's a beautiful, I love that.
So initially it came from when I came up with the name. So you ever heard of the phrase, it takes a village to raise a
Yes.
child? Well, I thought to myself, when people talk about their children, they're usually refer to them as kings, queens, princesses, princes. So I thought to myself, where would you raise someone of that stature? You have to raise them at a royal table.
You are just so, how God bless you. God bless you, Laurie. Just bless you abundantly. All this wisdom in such a young male, young body. Just grateful for you and your son and the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
So how do you all, and we're coming to a close, but I think about you do so much work. And not only do you do this, but you do other things.
Yes.
What do you all do for self-care?
You want to go first, or?
We do take breaks.
Okay.
But for me, prayer. Prayer, because my granny and my mother, they've always raised me like that. My granny was devoted Jehovah's Witness, even though I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, but I went everywhere with my grandmother. And my grandmother, it seemed like if she wasn't cooking, she wasn't moving, right? So, and that was so, what I saw is like food to the soul, right? So she could strike up a conversation with anyone. I was trying to ask my mother, I was like, I want to see this picture of my granny. I'm actually named after my grandmother. So she would go to Germany and go over to an orphanage, and this is a black woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just always saw that when you give to others, God gives to you more. So that was something I also instilled in my son, because who's going to come after us but us, right? And so I feel like when we give to others, not only does our life become more abundantly blessed, but our health too.
Yes.
Right? So I feel sometimes, like I told my son this morning, I was like, I don't even feel good this morning. But just coming and just pouring, I'm like, okay, I feel a little better today. I feel good, Yeah.
I'd say also, outside of taking breaks, really tending to yourself is really big too. I would say a lot of people don't really take the time to be a fan of themselves as much as they are of others. So that's one thing I do for myself.
And traveling.
Awesome. Oh, well, yeah.
We love to travel.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
So the spirit of giving, the spirit of servitude, wanting to help humanity is just all in your bloodline. I heard you talk about your grandmother, so it's just a part of who you are.
Yes.
I tell you, that's awesome. What will your final words be for our audience? Who would you both want to share?
You go first.
I'd share, even if they didn't really find something in the message today that they took with them, just go out there and once a day do something not only for somebody else, but do one thing for yourself. I think that's big. Whether you just run across a stranger in the street, whether it's someone in the grocery store, just do one nice thing for someone else and do something for yourself.
That's great.
Yeah.
A kind word goes a long way. You never know, someone may be just on the brink of it all, right? I volunteer with other organizations, and I'll give you an example. We were dealing with credit restoration, and people don't always want to come to you and tell you the problems that they have, but they be having some real deep-seated problems. And the gentleman said, you know what, just having that knowledge, and he was able to fix some things on his credit to even buy a home and get some funding for business that he wanted. We didn't know he was just on the brink of suicide, right? So it's just being kind to somebody. You know, it doesn't take a lot to be kind. We all have our days, but just kindness is free. And I think that's what the world needs more than anything, and especially various communities. It doesn't matter color, race, anything, right? At this point, it's just be kind to one another. You're having a bad day? I get it. I have bad days. We all do, right? But that kind word can just change somebody's life for the better.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here
you.
with us today. We want to bring you back again. Thank you for the wonderful work you're doing.
Thank you.
Continue God's speed up on all that you're doing.
Thank you.
Be kind to someone, for we are one blood, we're one nation. We're created in the very image and the likeness of God. When we see each other, we're actually seeing the Imago Dei, the image of God. The Word of God tells us to have a friend, we have to first show ourselves friendly. Go out and find someone that you can be friendly to. God bless you. See you again on next week.
Hey.